All right, here we go, ladies and gents. We're still checking your video. Publish. Some technical difficulties. I think we just got in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pernell, your astrotherapist, coming in with a little bit more of some unfortunate news. All right, what it means to have this Aquarius energy kicking off and kicking us in the ass. I'm looking to help you use astrology, okay, leverage it in this more modern form of education so that we can get through tough times like right now. All right, the moon is in Aquarius, so it's already going to give us some difficulties, absolutely, without a doubt, when it comes to governments, regulations, societies. I'll cut to the chase on this. It's the second time in less than a year that I got kicked off and banned from Instagram. And it's annoying. If I'm being honest, it's like, damn, like what makes it annoying, and I'm going to help you break it down, is like through the astrology. So this is one more reason why, like, you really check the comment. You really got to come to this Taurus eclipse event. All right, because our resources are going to be manhandled, snatched, taken, and the fact that Saturn is in Aquarius, okay, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. It's gonna be one of the things where we're going to have to take it on the chin. Now, as much as we're going to have to take it on the chin, what's important is with the moon in Aquarius and having it square with Mercury in Scorpio, I'm going to tell you what this means. Hit the thumbs up early. All right. I'm going to try to hold on to my guns that I still do have, let's say YouTube. All right. It is quite frankly emotionally annoying, if I'm being honest. But I also know that in this moment, like, I have a duty, if you will, to speak up, regardless of what gets taken and when it gets taken and how it gets taken. Damn, somebody literally just took a thumb down. That's next level, okay? They were like thumbs up and they just said, nope, thumbs down. Okay, it happens. And this is kind of what's going on. It's like the more uniquely decide and discover who you are and what you want to contribute to society, what makes you unique, and how are you doing it from a place that's not driven by an overinflated ego or like a superiority complex. The more and more we do that, the more and more restricted we're going to actually feel. There's going to be a sense of a mental barrier that's like, damn, I have these hopes and dreams, mental being Aquarius. I have these hopes and dreams being 11th house or Aquarius. I have these hopes and dreams to put something into the world, to be known for something, Saturn, okay? Especially something that is advanced. So Aquarius, again, the square between Mercury, and you're gonna feel this today. How it hit me, it equates to, okay, my Instagram gets snatched. They take my Instagram. That's how that works out. What the rebellion looks like when it comes to Pluto getting ready to go into Aquarius is these times are just gonna hurt up front. Hey, what's up, Jamie? I see you got the new emojis. Shout out to Jamie being a member for more than 1 month. She got the fresh emoji. Some people still got the globe. They just step into the world. And it's a prime example. I talked to Jamie this morning, and this is what it takes to blast off, you know. So it makes perfect sense, right? This is the second month. On the same day that I lose my Instagram, it's the same day I see the first person. Jamie was the first member on this YouTube channel. And she now switched from the globe, which is the first emoji if you're in the first month, to the blast off. And it's almost like, you know, being of this world is a part of what allows us to transcend the restrictions and the boundaries, which is like Sagittarius influence. So exactly, this is what transformation looks like. It's like, what is important during this time in this transit, during this rebellion, is to not fight who you can't beat. In all sincerity, like, I've been, in the last like 4 days, I've been humbled in so many different ways. And what that humbling has looked like for me with the South Node in Scorpio is hey, Pernell, all these ways and different manners in which you used to power your way through. And this is like me talking to myself. This is how I've been humbled in these last couple of days. And I do thank you for those thumbs up. Every way in which I used to just be in Aries and just power my way through and just fight injustices with my own raw bare hands, because it's just who I am. The South Node is rising up and showing me, hey, here's why this is not beneficial. Here's why this will get you, I hate even saying this, in a sense, here's why this will get you in trouble. But in reality, what trouble looks like in this instance with the moon in Aquarius, which is today, which is going to squaring Mercury in Scorpio. So I'm going to help you better understand what that means. For me, if I cut it in simplicity, you have to know your houses, right? For me, I'm a Scorpio rising. So me, myself, my actual name, Pernell Bobby, has been banned. That was last year when Saturn in Aquarius hit a conjunct. I don't remember the exact transit, but last year, Saturn in Aquarius, around the same time, it's literally 1 year later, right now, the same time, my Instagram was taken. It was just Pernell Bobby. That's my name. They would not, under any circumstance, allow me to reuse my name. Different email, none of it mattered. They were like, Pernell Bobby is just banned. So that's me and my Scorpio rising. So that is the square against something like who runs regulations, controls, restrictions. And it's here to create a certain mental barrier. So what I really want to say for everybody listening off the rip is, do not allow anyone to turn your heart from pure gold into anything less. This is the hardest thing to do. I really feel like in this new modern world of 2022, the hardest thing to do is to remain pure, to keep your heart pure, to keep your heart pure. This is the hardest thing, especially when it comes down to you are a part of the rebellion. And like, I know for me, myself, like, it's very clear for me that, like, look, my Saturn is in Aquarius, is in the third house. So media, third house, Aquarius. And then my first house being Scorpio. So in a sense, the tension is, in this instance, my media gets taken away by someone who will now look to make me feel powerless. Now, in the difficulties or the troubles with allowing yourself to fall into a state of powerlessness is that, one, you're no longer powerful, and then two, that's exactly that system or that government regulation, that restriction, that mental barrier that officially they are now winning. Why? Because if I decide to silence myself, thank you for that thumbs up. If I decide to silence myself, if I decide to allow this moment of defeat, quote unquote, because it really feels like that. I'm like, fuck, like, I'm making new connections. There's new business opportunities pulling up. I already lost my Instagram. I was a little nervous of making it or starting it up again, and they just took it again. It's like, what the fuck? So this is a part of like Scorpio and their fears. And that's the irony. Like, I really didn't have any fears of getting my Instagram taken away this time. If I'm being honest, I just didn't. I did about 3 months ago, but that was 3 months ago. That was before I even started it. So theoretically, like, when a Scorpio has a fear, that fear rapidly manifests. There were no fears. This is just one of those simplicities, those simplistic moments of take him out. He is leading people out of their struggles. He is leading people back to the purity of their heart. We know already that we are not a system on a platform of purity. And it's super clear. I mean, let's be honest. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't lose $100 billion by running a pure platform. That's just something where karma, Saturn, karma, it makes everybody pays their dues. Myself, Mark, Kanye West, right? And it's like, the thing is, anybody with an influential mentality, Aquarius again, that's aligning with a certain sense of purity, which is Scorpio, these people, and all of us, quite frankly, will have tremendous moments of tension. Whenever we create something futuristic, Aquarius, whenever we create something that will lead the rebellion, that will lead the charge, especially when it comes to reaching the purity of yourself, your heart, your soul. This for me is a part of it. It's like I've been finding ways to navigate. Let's say Instagram in this instance just got banned. I should have put that shit in the title, but whatever. This is about, I found my own way, which is your Aquarius, about finding your own unique way, different than the crowd, different than the hers. I found my own way to be real on a fake platform, on a false platform. I found my own way to be real. I found my own way to be authentic. It's the same thing that happened last time. The same thing that happened last time in last September 2021, about it's like a year, it's like 13 months ago now. Same thing happened 13 months ago. When I found my voice, when I found my authentic voice, one pure to my soul, this is the restriction. This is when they want to pin you down. And this is exactly when it's time to shift and embrace the Neptune in Pisces energy, which is faith. Neptune in Pisces are like, look, bro, like, have faith. Have faith. Have faith. The square to Neptune in Pisces with Mars is like, don't allow the mind to become more powerful than your faith. Your faith in yourself, your faith in your voice, Gemini, the voice. Like, I have to trust that me speaking up, being real, as an Aries especially as well, like, we stand for truth, like, we act on truth. And it's like, I'm telling you right now that if this is happening to me right now, and I saw another post on Facebook about somebody today also getting banned on the Saturn squaring Mercury. So who knows? I don't know this person, but I saw today. So my point is, that person was likely another Aries as well. There will be a massive amount of people that will meet restrictions, much like COVID 2019 or 2020. Much like COVID, people are going to now meet restrictions, and it's going to force people to want to act and be responsive in a way that is counterproductive to their mental health. And as a part of it, they will write narratives about those same exact people that they are mentally insane, that they are mentally ill, they're mentally unwell. And this is the point where we have to trust, we have to remain faith, because we're going to have to, this is what has to happen and from now until next March. When you back a corner, when you back an animal in the corner, the animal will crawl its way out. So what I'm saying is Meta, Facebook, Instagram, all being under one thing. WhatsApp is part of that. They're included. Don't think they're not. Okay. All this is on one platform, and they're being backed into a corner. They've been, you know what? Even if you still have $40 billion afterwards, it fucking sucks to lose $100 billion. So this is the definition of Mark Zuckerberg in this instance, his company, what he stands for, whatever else. He's getting backed into a corner. What's up, Nicolette? Thank you for joining this channel. I thank you in times like this more than anything else, because this is what it means to band together on some real shit. This is one of the reasons why I made this membership literally $2.99, because it's like, look, I don't want money to ever be a fucking problem when it comes to something about us. For me, if anything, this is about a filtering system. It's like, look, if my intelligence, if what I'm saying is a part of how I'm leading a rebellion is not worth bare minimum $2.99, what is that, $36 a year? To fucking be a part of a community, a part of a tribe, a network where we speak the fucking truth, period. We're going to sit there, we're going to stand up against these bullies, because this is one of the realities of what just happened. Today, getting kicked off Instagram with a fucking 120 followers on Instagram, getting bullied. They're like, look, don't even let this man step up. And this is after starting over. Had thousands of whatever followers on Instagram prior, and shit was working, and they were like, cut them out. So now they see it again. They're like, yo, look, this is basically the way AI is able to work. AI, Aquarius, the way AI is able to work is like, look, we recognize this guy, we recognize this signature. It's like certain platforms can sense energy, and they're measuring energy now. And believe me, without a doubt, I promise you, I know that within my heart and my soul that is accurate. That AI, artificial intelligence, can measure energy. And it's like, look, if she's not operating from hate, jealousy, envy, spite, if he's not operating from one of these fucking superficial, shallow energies, if he's not craving attention, or she's not craving attention or validation, if she or he does not need us, then we must destroy them, because we cannot allow them to raise their frequency. We must not allow the people, Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius coming in March 2023. We cannot allow the people to reach feelings and frequencies of love, frequencies of hope. Don't never give a motherfucker hope. When you are oppressing somebody, the last thing you give them or you allow them to have is hope. When you have the Jewish, for example, when you have blacks, for example, let's just take both of these two different subcategories. When they are oppressed, the one thing you do not want and the one thing you do not allow them to have is hope. If you go to a black neighborhood, there's no hope. I'm talking in the hood, right? I'm talking legit in the projects. And I'm talking about every single black person, not every single black hood. I'm talking in the major cities, in these inner city schools. You take their hope by not allowing them to even have all the fucking pages in the books. Do you know how painful it was when I was in the schools as a substitute teaching and I'm having students try to read in inner city schools and I'm like, yo, Jamie, read page 15, just the first paragraph, and then Sarah's gonna read the next one. And Jamie's looking like he's fucking, Jamie's getting paranoid. Jamie's getting anxious. Jamie is fucking 7 years old, and Jamie is shitting his pants now because Jamie doesn't even have the goddamn page. So Jamie feels he's doing something wrong. As a 7-year-old kid, do you know how terrible shit like that is? So my point is, there's no hope for that kid. At bare minimum, all you have to do is make somebody believe it. Even if there is hope, because the reality is there is hope. Hope is all around us. Optimism is all around us. Good vibes is all around us. The key is, can you legit gaslight somebody? Can you convince somebody to believe that what is true is not true? This is the fuckery. And I promise you, I notice in my soul, the AI systems, artificial intelligence, it has already, way before we've become consciously aware. Thank you for those thumbs up. I do appreciate you. And shout out to Nicolette, our new member, Nicolette Abbey. I want to say shout out to you. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Aisha being in the chat. I'm going to check your comments in just a moment. We must be very vigilant with our own mental health. And on top of that, I got to be honest. Whatever happens to Aries, generally, it literally happens first. Good or bad, doesn't even matter. So let's say something like my Instagram and being banned from it today. Let's just say this is a bad thing. Okay, let's just say that. What I'm going to tell you next is you are likely tomorrow, because Saturn in Aquarius, tomorrow and the day after that, the moon in Aquarius will go over that Saturn. So we will be coming into more of an intuitive understanding and a mental, we will be able to like mentally see what is the barriers being placed upon our evolution, upon our rebellion. When I say rebellion, I'm not saying rebel just to rebel to be a dickhead and an asshole. I'm saying rebel for something that you really believe in, for something that is outside of your own ego, outside of yourself. Something that actually is supporting the hopes and the dreams of others. And recognizing that in order to do that, people on an individual level will have to get hurt. People on an individual level will not be heard. And what it's going to do is when Pluto turns into Aquarius, and Pluto will be there for like 20 years, I think something like that. So starting March 2023, for the next 20 years, the rebellion equates to us persevering, like fixed signs do. Thank you, Jamie. Fixed signs persevere. It will require us to persevere together as a unit, as a people. Because, it's like if every single person, let's just say, on the planet boycotts anything, if each one of you on my channel boycott my channel and you just decide not to watch. Let's just say that, for example, if every single person on this channel decides to boycott and decide not to watch, what do? You essentially legit take that power away. You legitimately are taking that power away from me. It doesn't matter if I'm saying something healthy, good, or even just evil and malicious. It would not matter if you decided to boycott as a unit, together, as a people. Then there's no more power that goes to me. There's nothing to persevere with. In order to persevere, you have to have something that you're persevering with, that you're persevering for, at least a cause, at least a belief, an ideology, at bare minimum. If you're thinking Aquarius, for the future. the future of our freedom. I saw somebody say Uranus in Scorpio. So Uranus, this is a good example, right? Because Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. It is strongest in Scorpio. Why? Because Scorpio was always ready for the unexpected. Scorpio literally, if anything, it expects the unexpected, if I'm being honest, all the way even to its detriment. It is always prepared for some type of radical shift, change, transformation, in order to be more clear with itself, more clear with its with what is authentic to it. And that's what Aquarius is always asking of us. It's always asking of us of authenticity. Saturn in Aquarius is asking us to be disciplined with our authenticity, no matter what the backlash. So the hardest part behind things like this is it's the proper utilization of the moments that we emotionally feel abandoned. The moments that we feel abandoned, like our intelligence, like our mental capacity for greatness. The moments that it feels abandoned, it's like, damn, like I literally just yesterday, I swear to God, just yesterday, Eileen was telling me, she was like, yo, I really fuck with your Instagram. I started adding my emojis that are custom made from here to be a part of the external image. Further promoting what's unique about me. We're further promoting what's unique about my media. Okay, because my Aquarius is in the 3rd house. But in this year, my Aquarius is in the 9th house. Progressed in Mars, which means what? Mars is like, look, how are we going to cut through certain publications? How are we going to cut through certain boundaries? Sagittarius or 9th house, all about exceeding and expanding beyond the boundary, especially ones and those boundaries that are oppressive. So it's like, I'm in this for Aquarius. So the first thing when this happens, when I get banned from Instagram today with no reason, for no cause, no explanation, they just said, you're suspended. I'm like, what? I was, and I already was in like, I already woke up in a very introspective and contemplative mood. And so I was like sitting on the roof for like an hour and a half. I didn't even talk. I didn't do anything. All I did was just look at the sky. I just sat in a chair on my roof and looked at the sky. And, you know, the higher up you go, this is a side note, the higher up you go, in general, in physical reality, like a rooftop, a skyscraper, you get more connected to Aquarian themes. So there's definitely, without a doubt, no coincidence that I was sitting on my roof today for about an hour and a half. No phone. My phone was off. No phone. I tried to journal up front. I wrote one sentence and that was it. It was like, look, I just sat. And my point of saying, and from there I just do a little breathing, but not tremendously intentional. And I like breath work. I just focused on breathing calmly and just being present with just sitting. And my point is, this is where Aquarius gets its biggest downloads. The higher up you can go, the more isolated, detached you are, the quieter you may be. Aquarius is in the void, right? The sun is the opposite of Aquarius. The sun is, the heart of the sun is Leo. So the furthest thing from the heart of our sun, our solar system, is Aquarius. So my thing is, when you take time in isolation away from all the noise, the technology, intelligence, talking, speaking, you get tremendous downloads, tremendous upgrades, something that will propel me into the future. So I was doing this, it really was more intuitive. I wasn't thinking about all that. So thank God I did, because after this moment, what happens now? I go check my phone and I'm like, look, I knew I had to get back to some people, messages, people who actually are in my inbox on Instagram who need help, who are talking to me and require assistance in some area of their life. People with mental health things going on. So much. I'm just going to leave it there. So much. I'm literally called the astrotherapist for a fucking reason. Literally. And it's like, I have to be able to take the moment to recognize that I'm onto something. Taking the time to connect allows me to redirect that anger. And instead of making people who are my friends, making people who are my partners, making people who are my companions, making people who are my supporters, instead of making them my enemies, it's about the proper transmutation of anger. And to do it instead, to lead the rebellion. And this is just, when I came down to it, and I'm like, thank God I'm able to take this time to sit and I can afford to do such a thing. It's like, in these moments, this is exactly the time where it's like, this Instagram has been taken so you can put more focus on memberships. Because if anything, today it's become that much more important why I must teach people astrology, why I must sit there and teach people and help them go through angelic Reiki so they can free these energetic bonds. You know, getting over physical bonds or physical barriers, like let's say something like, I don't have the money to pay my rent. Great, you found the money to pay your rent. Awesome. But somehow that problem is going to come right back because there's likely some energetic bonds. So focus on things like angelic Reiki. Focus on the things that I learned as a shaman to transmit messages, to transmit the parts of your unconscious soul, the parts that are the parts that your soul is like, look, these things are still unconscious and we want to bring them to the forefront. We want to bring them to the conscious awareness. It's like, it was like, look, P, if anything, your Instagram just got snatched, wrongfully so. Wrongfully so. Uranus energy, Aquarius energy, by shock, by surprise. Just like, but whenever those shocks, whenever those changes, whenever those surprises happen, I promise you, when it comes to Aquarius energy, it's all about, there is something in the future. There is a rebellion that is required. My rebellious efforts, quote unquote, are required on a platform that's more pure. And this is what the square to Mercury in Scorpio is about. It's about something mentally that I either have to learn, teach, or make sense of to become a more clear, a more pure version of me and everything that I am. Something between a tension between that and media being erratically shifted or changed. Something about this, and this is the second time. It's like something within my spirit is like, P, listen. Because the reason I didn't start that thing back up for 11 months in the first place, because I was like, yo, I did nothing wrong. Like it's tremendously, on one end, I'll be honest, it's tremendously irritating to know I did nothing wrong. I broke no rules, I broke no guidelines, and you can't even give me an explanation of what wrong happened. So it's about being able to separate, detach for a moment, and recognize that faith is a requirement on any path of leadership. Faith. And so for me, and the faith has to supersede the mind. It has to supersede trying to rationally figure out any rational, intellectual reason why such a thing would happen. The simplicity is there is no rational reason. The simplicity is there is no intellectual way to shape what just happened. Our freedoms, our liberties are not exactly that. And we are not going to be able to defend that alone. We will not be able to defend our freedoms alone. We will not be able to defend our freedoms alone. We must band together. We must unite in community. We must stand together, or I promise you, we will all fall divided. I'm gonna check your Instagram. I'm gonna check your chats in here. Let me see what we got. This is transformation, it looks like. Bam. I see you, Jamie. Definitely, when you told me that happened to you, I immediately thought, oh, he's going to make another way. Absolutely. By staying in your pure presence will allow you to keep moving forward. Yep. It's because you're a major threat. The foolery is to be expected. And this is one of the things that came in. It's like, I really, like, my mom had texted me this morning, and it happened like right after. And I had to tell her, she's like, well, why did it get taken? And my mom's she's not doing any of that technological stuff, okay? Let me just, shout out to all the moms in the world. If you're a mom, shout out to you. Shout out to you, all right? I'm gonna send you some love. All the moms in the world, shout out to you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I say that because, this is one of the moments where I watched something very painful last night, and it was a black man. Thank you for those thumbs up. I do see you. I watched something painful last night, and it was a black man who went up and spoke about all the things and all the reasons and even the difficulties of being a man. Not even necessarily a black man, but he was black. And I resonated on this level, but just being a man. and especially not a weak man. And I have I'm not trying to shit on weak men by any means. But he spoke about especially, well, who looks out for the strong men? Who looks out for the strong men? Like, in all sincerity. And it was one of these things where, like, it was supremely, and I saw it on Instagram. And it was, so that's why I say shout out to the mom, because when it came down to it, it's like, mothers are essentially the ones. Mothers are the ones that cater to the emotional health and emotional well-being of men. That give them unconditional love when the world, for doing what is expected of them, right? Like, if like this shit hit me so hard last night. It's like, it hit hard. Men that are doing what, and I'm gonna say specifically strong men that are doing what are expected of them, and never being told that they can take their own path, they can make their own way. Never being praised, always being expected to continue, to keep pushing forward, no matter what dirt is done, no matter how much they shit on us, no matter how much they shit on our name, no matter how much they categorize us with all the other men that have hurt them. It's this hyperinflated image that men are shit, that men ain't nothing. And it's like, if I sit here and be a good man in whatever capacity that is, it doesn't matter. And so again, I don't know the entire thing. Check out this guy. I'm gonna write his name. He went viral on it, and his name was T Sleeveless. Legit. Check his name out. His name was legit T Sleeveless. And this guy went on and check this Taurus eclipse event as well. All right, November 6th, I'm running it. It's free for the members coming through. All right, if you're not a member, it's $19. I'm going to help you get grounded. I'm going to help you to see some type of stuff where I can't even talk about it on the internet. And that was just proven by being banned again. Not even the first time. Again. There's a lot of things that's going to shift. Money is going to be critical. How you manage your money coming up in this future state is going to really matter. And this workshop, I'm going to help you with that. But more than that, I'm going to help you to get grounded, because we just went through an eclipse. So we just were forced to give something up. And we're going through a full moon closing. This was a new moon, but it only had to give it up because it was Scorpio. But now we're in a full moon. So this is Taurus. So this is resources that are going to have to be cut. So in all sincerity, right, like November 8th is about a week away. So already we're going to start finding our resources cut. But I want you to definitely check out that man, because I'm not going to go too much further on the male topic today, because that's not what this particular live is about. This live is about the fact that injustice is so widespread. It's so unregulated. Okay, it's so fucking wild. Anybody can be made to seem crazy. Anybody can get convinced that they are not what they are. My mom had asked me this morning, she's like, why you take you off Instagram? I was like, because of my greatness. I swear to God, that's exactly what I said. I was like, because I'm fucking greatness. I didn't say fucking, because I would never curse with my mom. But in my mind, I was like, because I'm fucking great. But in the text, I was like, because of my greatness. And, you know, there was a second statement that came out, and it came out from a place of pain. In all sincerity, the next thing I said to her is, and I'm just going to share it, because I'm just going to look at it and say it direct, because it's like, I can't do better than this. And I literally said, you can't actually be honest in this world. And I said, telling the truth with a pure heart isn't permitted. And it's like, it's tremendously sad that as much as that could seem grim, it's fucking true. No, like, it's just true. And this is where Aries, like I said, I got a lot of Aries. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I got 3 planets in Aries. Until Neptune goes into Aries in 2025, I have to continuously remind myself of this. People will continue to try their best to convince me that I'm not as powerful as I am, that I'm not on track, that I'm losing my shit, that I've absolutely lost my mind, that I'm going in the wrong direction, that my intuition isn't the most pure in its baby form. Like a baby's intuition, it's like, but it's easy to convince a baby that it didn't know what it knew, right? Right? you can pretty easily convince a baby, especially if you're raising a child. You can easily convince that child that they were wrong, that they weren't right, that they weren't onto something, that they didn't smell bullshit. But I promise you, this is what's going on. Jupiter right now is back in Pisces. So in December, it can go back in Aries. That's going to help the Aries. It's going to help the truth. Aries is the one who delivers the truth, right? Like Libra is like regulating what those rules and regulations are. But Aries is the one who delivers it. So the key thing right now is, how do I deliver that truth? How do I deliver purity? Through action, legit action, through assertion, but without burning any and everything. And this has been the key theme right now for me. How do I do it? How do I not take these moments of disrespect? Because that's what it feels like. It's like, damn, like y'all straight disrespecting me. Like I really would love to slap you in your mouth, but obviously I can't. And so it's like, how do I make sure that I do not turn that anger against the people supporting, against the people who do love me, against the people who do rock with the message, who do rock with what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, who rocks with the fact that I'm in the process of being one of the leaders, leading the rebellion. That's the key. So true. It's like I'm always preparing for the worst. So I'm always up on my game. Oh yes, I have a big abandonment wound. I lost it. Where did it go? I have a big abandonment wound. I don't know where it comes from. Well, I don't know specifically in your life because you have your own like cultural things going on, right? I don't know where you're from and what's your shade of skin or what upbringing you might have gone through, but abandonment wound, if I look at this Uranus in Scorpio, a part of it is a prediction, this expectation of change to come. Like change coming before it actually is there, which will create a deeper wound in the space of abandonment because the expectation is rapidly bringing exactly what the fear is. If I just look at it from the astrological standpoint. This is so amazing. Thank you. My phone just said 33 and 66%. Wow. Thank you. That actually is really helpful to see. And 113366. That's very important for me right now. I love that you're bringing this tower full circle and gaining clarity at such an accelerated rate. Yeah, I feel like it's my duty because it's like, I could see this happening. Imagine somebody, thank God, in this instance, like Instagram isn't my main platform. And in more ways, YouTube is. This would be a bigger fucking blow, in all sincerity, if this happened on YouTube. This would hurt a lot more. But if anything, again, the clarity behind this is why off-grid measures, why I have to keep getting more and more of you, the people who actually want to hear this type of shit, the people who actually decide they want to be a member on the channel because they're like, look, I'm benefiting from actually being in this chat. It's like, first off, thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you to our new member, Nicolette, Aisha. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for being in the chat. Thank you, CM1 God. Thank you, Court. All right. Thank you, Shireen. Thank you, all of you. There's so many more. Like, not Danielle. I'm not gonna get too crazy on the names. It's not Danielle. Diana. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for that thumbs up. Thank you. Because the reason why I'm saying this stuff is like, look, it just feels like an obligation to me. It feels like a duty to make sure that I keep getting people in the mindset of being off grid. I haven't lived in the US for 4 to 5 years, so I can get my mind outside of that system of thinking, outside of that mode of slavery, mental emancipation. This has been a key for me, like early in my life, my early, like teens, it was like mental emancipation. Like I always resonated with it, like free yourself from mental slavery. And it's like, part of why this stuff is, I feel like it's an obligation because if I don't come on here and channel, my anguish or my emotions appropriately, I could be really hurting the next person who's listening who's either in need of support or just in need of feeling understood, feeling heard, that they're not the only ones getting played. They're not the only ones being prevented from grand steps, grand success, the grand ability to lead, the rebellion that's coming no matter what. All right, let me check in. I understood my love for my son versus my daughters. I think I understood now. I never understood my love for my son versus my daughters. The love from a mother to a son is the most critical thing, because the sad part is not even our fathers can give us the type of like nourishment that a human needs. Okay, but I especially want to say like a male, a boy. Like if I look at it, it's like fathers do provide something completely different. But at the same time, fathers as a gender have been gaslit themselves. Fathers as a gender has been gaslit. They've been convinced that their role is not up to them. It's not up to them. Here's what you're supposed to do, male. You're supposed to protect and provide. You're supposed to keep everybody safe. Don't step outside those lines. Go make the money for the family. This is what you do. Ignore your emotions. You're feeling off today? Your intuition is telling you that something is wrong. Ignore it. Who needs intuition? Who needs emotional intelligence? Not you. You need to go make money. By the way, you get to disrespect women. Yes, they're your sex slaves. Yes. Women are here to serve you. There's so many fucking lies. So and again, I have to make a whole separate live from that so I don't get too off track. But my point is, it's like, yes, Aisha, like the nourishment that a son gets from a mother is the most important thing. I honestly truly believe that it's more important than what he gets from a father. Not that he does not need that. Not that he does not need that. Not that he does not need that. But I feel like any boy, if he had to pick or choose, who has contributed to the importance of his existence more, I feel like most sons will say their mother. And that's not even a disrespect to any father. This is a part of the evolution that we have to go through as a people, as a culture, as a society, as a fucking humanity. It's like we need to start honoring men in new ways. Personal opinion. We need to start throwing more flowers while good men are alive. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I'm being real, it's like I felt underappreciated as a male my entire life. What I've done as a male is like it's really unspeakable. Like all the good that I've done in the world as a male is unspeakable. It's like I can't even pronounce it. It's infinite. The praise that is matched that is damn near non-existent. But I'm supposed to continue on. Supposed to. And again, that's a whole other side topic. So, where we at? It's funny though, P, because I've been giving Instagram a break for about the past few weeks. I've noticed, and there's a shift of energy on that platform. Yeah, that platform is the only, and that's why I didn't put a lot of effort. I didn't break no rules on purpose. I didn't put a lot of effort on the platform. At bare minimum, I gave people a different way to reach me that doesn't have to do, because as you know, with YouTube, for example, it's like you can't send me a direct message, right? Not everybody wants to be sharing shit publicly, right? And so it's like, I try to keep it as simple as that. It's like, look, like I remind myself this ain't my platform. It's just something for people to be able to reach me in a different way. It's just for me to be able to show myself in a different way. And I can't even have my own name. Do you know what it feels like for your name to be banned? My name is Pernell Bobby. And a year ago, they took my name, never to be used again. My name. That's my fucking name. That's my name. Fucking doing their best to stop my entire legacy. That is bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I wish they would come see me in a fair one. I wish this was back in past lives. Off with your head. I've been doing so good. Just fucking taking it easy and being less aggressive on purpose has been an intention. And it's like, this is what they want. And I'm like, I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to have my soul. You can't have my soul. I'm not going to do it. So I'm gonna find the beauty in this. It's funny though, okay. I keep telling people that if I start speaking my truth, I'll be burnt at the stake. And that's what's happening right now. It's always happened. But Kanye West, I got so much respect for him. As it seemed like overnight the entire world hated him that much more, I gained that much more respect. Thank you for those thumbs up. I gained that much more respect because he's speaking up on the same things that we all wish we had the courage to speak on. And he's choosing to lose billions of dollars. And him losing billions is not the same as Mark Zuckerberg losing billions. Understand, there's a very fucking big difference. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not even losing it for the same reasons. And it's like, I feel so strongly about this. Like, fucking shame on you. If you even believe that he had mental health illnesses, if you actually believe that, if you actually believe that he's bipolar and that you're not, like, get the fuck out of here. If you believe he has ADHD and you don't, like, come on. First off, the reality of it, and I've really been thinking about this for myself, and it's like the reality of it is he has the courage to lose it all, to say the truth. And everybody that does not want to accept that, those are the narratives that's being promoted. But just, I promise you, have faith. Have faith. Have faith. We must have faith in times like this. When you look at the Gandhis of the world, okay, when you look at the Nelson Mandelas of the world being imprisoned for nothing, when you look at these figureheads, it's like they are always crucified. They're always crucified, but for what exactly? For the rebellion, for leading people towards freedom, the freedom of themselves, the freedom of their speech, for speaking up against things that are unjust. This is why, and this is exactly the reason in the moments that we have to band together. I always believed and imagined I was seeing growing up until I diagnosed a mental health disorder and learned that people with the most issues have intuitive abilities that have been labeled crazy. Absolutely. They're not gonna, look, I'm a life path 11. I'm seeing 11 people watching this shit on screen right now. I'm a life path 11. If you look at it from the numerological standpoint, it's like these are the most intuitive life path numbers. As well as there's certain instability with it. But what is the instability? We can, with the two pillars of the ones, we can be the most stable in certain ways if we, through partnership, through connection, okay, on one end. Or if we don't have that, in other ways, we can be completely fucking split in all sincerity. But it plays into Aisha, for example. It plays into the what she's speaking about, the truth. I'm not going to say the theory, the truth that she's speaking about of having intuition in this world equates to insanity. It's like, what? So because I can see through the bullshit, I'm crazy. What the fuck? Where they do that at? Totally got that right. Just knowing something is going to go wrong. It is an obligation because you came on this planet to do so. Yes. So true. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the reminder, Jamie. Sometimes I gotta think. Sometimes I be needing that reminder, like, why the fuck did I come here? Because, man, like, people disgust me sometimes. Like, not just people themselves, but like the extent that people are willing to go sometimes to just be included into something, to just be a part of something, not even something they believe in, just anything. It's just disgusting. You're a valued male figure in my life, like a brother. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. Divine masculine. Hell yeah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That makes me so happy to hear. I'm gonna drop my heart real quick. This is the heart emoji that's exploding. This is my heart exploding with joy for hearing that, Jamie. So I want to say thank you. I have only 3 paid memberships, 2 tarot memberships, and you're the only growth channel related. I picked you because you're worth my time. I only subscribe to 10 channels. I'm only subscribed to 10 channels, and I am not on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you. Thank you for just, I really want to say in this moment, like, restoring the faith, but also more so, like, if I speak more accurately, maintaining it. Thank you for helping me to maintain the faith and for boosting it. So it's less about restoration, boosting it, maintaining and boosting it. Thank you, Aisha, for having me be one of your 3 paid memberships. I really appreciate that. That's tremendous. It really is good to hear. My time is valuable being an empath, but logging on when your own is worth is any drain. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, don't subscribe to things that's draining you, that you don't find valuable. It's healing, Aisha. Look at it that way. An energy exchange. Bang. Totally healing and worth my time. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, look, I want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all tremendously. I definitely want to say, pull up at this event. Like I said, it's free for members for the Taurus Eclipse. It's coming. It's here. If not, anybody that want to donate anything, feel free. You also can, on that same page, if you can still click that link. It's possible to donate a blast of hope. That's literally what it's called. Whether it's 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, you could pick and choose your number. I think it's like $5 per blast of hope. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate you all for rocking the channel. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Thank you for listening to this message. I really needed this moment to like just vent and just express that, like, one, what's coming. So be prepared when you get hit with a restriction. Just remember this message, that's exactly the moment that you need to know that's you being on track and you being redirected legit by God. You being redirected by source to say, look, there is more for you. There is better for you. There is a reason that these eclipses can't be comprehended. They can't be taught to a certain extent. Like, I'm gonna do my best I can to really break down the information when the Taurus eclipse coming. So if you're at that event, I'll do my best. But also understand as well, like, there's a reason that a certain form of consciousness can't be met when it comes to the understanding of an eclipse until about 7 months later. And now, mind you, we already had 3, and we're gonna have another one next week. So you might as well call that 7 times 4. All right, that's about 2 years minimum. That's about 2 years until we really start to understand what's happening now, that I'm speaking about now. Thank you, Aisha, for your donation. I really do appreciate it. Truly, for rocking with the channel, for just, again, boosting, maintaining, and I'm gonna say restoring, because it still feels right. It feels good to my nervous system, and for also restoring the faith that it's what I feel in a lot of ways about Kanye. It's like, I cannot be canceled. I won't be canceled. I will never give up. You cannot have my soul. Period. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a lover, if it's a boss, if it's a mother. Like, I don't care. Like, you can't have my soul. And I want to say thank you to each one of y'all supporting and just showing and revealing to me that, like, look, you know what? No matter what I do, I will remain faith and I will be more than okay. I will remain faith and I will be more than okay. I will remain faith and I will be more than okay. I will remain faith and I will be more than okay. I will be fucking great. I will be great. And I want to say thank you All right. I'll see you, Jay. Jamie, side note, I'm really happy for your page. Public announcements. I normally would have sent a video message already. Like with this, I had to hit you with a text. I would have normally sent that video, but I had my own things happening back door, so it was just like, you know, I got to take care of myself first. But I am proud of you, and I'm excited to see what the progression of that page looks like. When you're ready, I'll definitely make sure I promote it. An Unstoppable Force. I love you. I'll see you all soon. Big love. Thanks for the thumbs up, and I'll see you at the event. Thank you, Aisha, for your support. Thank you, Nicolette, for being one of our new members in the chat. That's super dope. Ciao.